Oh, I done hit the jackpot tonight. They had a beta rally in Austin, and guess who I got to pick up and talk to for 5 hours? Yay! Lots of brainwashed beta supporters. What fun did I have? Yeah. So, I'm really trying to be good, and most people, I'm, able to talk about things like the weather or, anything else, chocolate, whatever, So, this one guy gets in with his girlfriend. And, of course, he has a Beto t-shirt on. And I was like, hi, guys. How you guys doing tonight? Oh, fine. We just came from the Beto rally. And I was like, okay. So I'm quiet. And his girlfriend's like, you're registered to vote, right? And I just couldn't take it anymore. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not voting for him. So I'd rather just change the subject and not talk about politics. I'd rather talk about unicorns or rainbows or something like that. So the guy's like, well, technically you are a unicorn. And I was like, ha ha ha, son of a bitch. Because I know that he's, now he's going to take a dig at me. He's trying to take a dig at me because he's just confused that, well, why this black girl is not, worshiping on the feet of Lord Beto like everybody else here in Austin. So we're talking about stuff, and we're talking about things and different things, and subjects lead to other subjects, and then all of a sudden we start talking about California and homelessness. And I was like, yeah, there's a huge homelessness problem there, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, technically, first, so he's basically like, hi, I'm a lawyer. So technically, in law school class, we read these case studies that came out of California, and they were specifically talking about the people that were homeless in California, and they're mentally ill. I was like, yeah, but that's different than like actually growing up in California and, talking to them. And actually, I don't tell people this, but I was homeless for about 6 months on my last semester in college because, long story short, the apartment that I lived in had toxic mold and everybody had to evacuate immediately, and I couldn't find a place cheaper in a short amount of time outside of, San Francisco. It was just really hard. I didn't have any roommates or anything like that, so it was really hard. So I slept in my car, and I slept with, on other friends' couches and stuff like that. Thank God I never slept on the street. And at the end of the semester, I was able to move back home and move back in with my mom. So technically, I wasn't like on the street homeless, but I was homeless for a while. And it really, I will just say this, it built character, okay? So, anyway, so he's basically arguing back and forth and just like, hey, I'm a lawyer. And I was like, so? Yeah, I was like, data can be manipulated. You know that, right? He was like, yes, but your experience just is anecdotal. I'm like, yeah, but it's true. I'm like, I'm glad that you read your case studies, but yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. So he was like, calm down. I don't know why you're getting so upset. No, how dare, he's thinking, how dare this black girl who's not a lawyer, or how dare this lay person, I'm not going to even bring race or sex into it, it's mainly, how dare this lay person challenge a lawyer, right? Like, little does he know that my hobby is telling credentialless people to like stuff their credentials up their ass. It's great. I don't capitulate to people just because they have a degree, because they have a doctor. If they're fucking stupid, I'm gonna let them know. I don't give a shit, okay? So, he gets out of the car with his girlfriend, and he was like, I'm a lawyer, and I know some things. I was like, well, technically, you're not a lawyer because you haven't passed the bar yet. So, and I was like, and you know some things, but you don't know everything. And he was like, well, I know a lot. I'm like, yeah, but you're not omniscient. He was like, you mean omnipotent? I'm like, no, omniscient and omnipotent. Omniscient means all knowledgeable, and omnipotent means all powerful. So maybe you should look them up, lawyer, and he got mad. And I'm just like, dude, every person I picked up, it's like, the more people I run into with this, like higher than thou attitude. And of course he supports Beto. And what did I drive him to last night? Oh, his securely gated community. No, not shitting you. So please, I would like these people to like wake up from their lucid dream and like, enter reality where, all the people that are going to be living with the illegal immigrants that they're so, willfully, rooting for to just come in our country, unvetted. They're so fucking stupid and so fucking clueless. And I just want them to lose so bad, so bad. It's like, you know, I kind of had this nonchalant attitude before, like, okay, whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna do my part. You know, I'm gonna pray and hope that they win. I mean, I hope they lose and we win. But you know, I'm not gonna like lose my mind over it, but I swear with each passing day, with the Calvinov hearing, which each dirty trick would running into these clueless, stupid, arrogant people, I want them to lose so bad. Now it's starting to become a vendetta, okay? And what I'm gonna do when they lose, or if they lose, I should say if, because I don't want them, you know, I don't want to be arrogant like the Democrats were, and you know, thinking that they had it in the bag. I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna wear a red shirt. It's not gonna say anything. It's gonna be red, and I'm just gonna walk around with a big smile on my face, you know, filming crying liberals all day. I hope I get to do that. If not, if he doesn't win, or if you know what am I trying to say? If he wins, then you know what can I say? I'll be pissed for like a day, and then you know I'm allowing myself only a day to be mad, and then I'm gonna get on with my life and see what else I can do to try and change the world. But I'm like at my breaking point with these people, and I think I did considerably well last night, considering all the knuckleheads I had that were in my car. I'm gonna have to sage my car because of all the negative energy that was in my car. I will say though, I had this one guy at the end of the night that went to the Beto rally, and he was a total sweetheart. We didn't talk about politics, and I think he was smart enough to gauge when he brought it up that I didn't want to talk about it, so we changed the subject, and he was a really nice guy. In fact, I had a shared ride, and there was a guy that was getting off after him, but he volunteered to get off before because he knew the guy was like tired. So, you know, that guy will probably eventually come around because he's not so stubborn and seems like he's stuck in his ways that he feels like he has to push his politics down people's throat. So I will give that dude, you know, that. And I also met, of course, I felt like for every, you know, God sent me a Trump supporter at the end of the night. Very last ride I picked up, this guy was like, oh, you have a American car. He goes, you know, if I see that they're American cars, then I'll take the ride. But if they're not American cars, then I cancel the ride. And I was like, oh, you're a patriot! And we like high five each other. It was awesome. We were like, yeah. So we start talking about all the insanity and everything. And he was just, you know, talking about his frustration about living in Austin. I feel like for every 10 people, you know, there are the outspoken people. There's one outspoken person that's a patriot. And I think there is more of us, but the left have become so crazy, and so they're such bullies and such fucking psychopaths, you know, that I feel like they're just people that are going to vote again. It's the same things that's going to happen that happened in 2016. A lot of people are just going to keep their mouth shut and let it show at the ballot box. But because, you know, of what happened, I'm sure, you know, I saw this circulating article talking about how Google is going to make sure that this election is fair. And Facebook, they had a meeting to make sure that we have a fair and just election. Yeah. You know, they've had more than one, and you know that they're not doing it, you know, to make sure it's fair. They're doing it to make sure they win. So, you know, pray that there are white hats inside that are inside and that are doing their part to make sure that this is a just election, because you know that the tech companies are going to try and steal it. You know that they're going to stuff the ballot box with illegal and dead votes. You know that they're going to do any other shenanigans that they can to make sure that this red wave doesn't happen in November. And vote. So I'm just like, you know, vote and pray, vote and pray. That's all I can do at this moment. I can go out and vote and, you know, make sure these psychopaths don't get in office, and I can go out and pray and hope, you know, to take care of the other element that I can't control, which is the, you know, the shenanigans and the manipulation on the inside. So anyway, y'alls, thank you for subscribing. We're gonna have another panel soon. Before elections. It's probably going to be in late October, just because I'm busy. I'm going to go out of town, and a lot of people are, you know, it's hard to kind of coordinate to get everybody together, but we're going to have one right before midterms talking about, you know, I think, I'm not going to say the subject yet. I'll just leave it up to you. But anyway, all right, guys, that's it. Peace, truth, and love. Talk to you later. Bye. Mwah.